90s, watch it fade into the night. Time to chart our legacy, everyone's down to fight. We upgrade, reload, Williams in the backfield running fast. Turpin speed, Lamb and grace, even when the rain hits we don't crack. Follow back to set the edge, pass rush ready, spirit pledge. Clowney still the thunder, bring the pressure, man, we better hedge. Injuries trying to take our bones, but the soul stays undefeated. Depth chart, shift rookies rise, ultimate prize, I need it. Through the injury, through the doubt, we got dreams, we gonna shout. Even when the crowd go quiet, I drive like the riot. We rise when the lights go low. Dallas storming on the road. From the shadows of defeat, we gon' let our glory show. Rules were never broken. Stars speak what we know. Cowboys ride through the fire, 'cause that's how legends grow. Coach Schottenheimer calling plays, new era, new ways. We learning how to win again, climbing out of yesterday's. Dak Prescott still that leader, voice steady when the world shakes. Brotherhood in every huddle, hustle in each move we make. Aubrey's boots spring with ice, 6'4" yard code, that's precise. When the game tight, this clutch becomes the norm, no room to think twice. GP, hungry eyes, stepping up where others rise. We chopped it out, we saw the hope. Season's ours, we'll take the prize. It's more than stats, it's heart and trust. More than fame, it's grind and blood. When the lights dim, we still combust. When they doubt, we adjust. We rise when the lights go low. Dallas storming on the road. From the shadows of defeat, we gon' let our glory show. Rules were never broken. Stars speak what we know. Cowboys ride through the fire, 'cause that's how legends grow. So stand tall in the cold, in the rain, in the fight. Every dog demands a warrior, every night we see the light. Dallas, you're more than just a name, you're a story in the flame. We put in work, we earn the crown. Next march, next game, we don't care about the haters, always got something to say. They're the barrier in front of us, standing right in our way. And I know everyone doubts us as we're chasing down our dream, as we're holding the Lombardi chain in America's team. We rise when the lights go low. Dallas storming on the road. From the shadows of defeat, we gon' let our glory show. Rules were never broken. Stars speak what we know. Cowboys ride through the fire, 'cause that's how legends grow.
How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, born to battle. Strong chest beats we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan and Cowboys Nation. First and foremost, want to start this whole thing out. I want to go to the chat real quick. I mean, I know there's not a lot of people in here because there's a number of people that aren't used to me going live this year, and I want to talk about that as well. But I'm going to shout out the people that are in here. Jeremy Best, what's going on with you? Hoodie Kush is in the house. JVB Boy in the house. And everybody that hasn't, joined in the chat, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all in here. Look at that chat. That chat is crazy over there, ain't it? That chat is crazy. Let me go ahead and shrink it up a little bit. Actually, I'll take that chat off. There we go. It's looking a little crazy on the screen. But I am thankful that you guys are here. First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of y'all. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for your patience. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for y'all understanding during the tough time that myself and my family has gone through. And I know that people suffer losses every day. I understand that. And these kind of hit me from the blind side within a whole year, first losing my brother, then this past month in January, losing my heart, my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? It's been rough. And I believe that's a part of the reason why I hadn't gone live a lot during the season is because I didn't want to come on here and be a wet blanket. You know what I'm saying? We were already going through a season full of turmoil with our Dallas Cowboys, and I just didn't want to add to it. You know what I'm saying? So I continue to do the videos and I continue to do my shorts. But as far as the lives, and another thing, Restream. Restream kind of deterred me from going live a lot of the times because when I would go on Restream, I would be able to talk to you guys. I'd be able to, put the link in the chat and bring you guys up. Restream, it's been screwing me. So, haven't been able to do that, but we're going to try and go ahead and get back into the lives. I'm going to try and figure out what's going on with Restream so I can put the link back in the chat so you guys can come up and talk y'all talk when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys 150%. When life hit me with a left hook, y'all was there in my corner to pick me up and say, keep fighting. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all for that. But I do want to talk Dallas Cowboys real quick. Ain't going to keep y'all on here too long. It's 8:11 on the East Coast where I'm at. But I just want to touch base with y'all. Just pick your brains when it comes to the recent moves of the Dallas Cowboys, how you guys see that the Cowboys have been moving, if things are different, just pick your brain a little bit. So first question that I got for you guys is, how do you feel about the way the coaching search has shaped up for our Dallas Cowboys? Me personally, I like the way they did their due diligence with the defensive coordinator position. It was something that was completely different from the way they hired Brian Schottenheimer. All they did was, we got a head coaching search. We're gonna search high and low for the head coaches. You didn't work. Hey, Shotty, come on over here. Do you want the head coaching position? And we didn't like that. That rubbed us the wrong way. That rubbed Cowboys Nation the wrong way. But I tell you, the pick for the offensive coordinator and the head coach, because, Brian Schottenheimer calls his own plays. And I think it shaped out to be a very good decision by Jerry and Stephen Jones. And I know there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of Cowboys fans out there that won't give Brian Schottenheimer the credit that he deserves. But bro had our offense top 5 in the league yet again. Under Dak Prescott had our offense top 5. You can't ask for anything better. You know what I'm saying, Cowboys Nation? But the way this defensive coordinator search has been going on, I tip my hat to Jerry and Stephen Jones. It's one thing that Cowboys Nation has been asking for. And we have been asking for Jerry to just keep his hands out of the cookie jar. We've been asking for the coach to have autonomy over the people that he brings to this team. And I believe this is what happened when we hired Christian Parker for the defensive coordinator position. And I've said this in videos, and I know you guys have the same sentiments, but this pick was so important for the immediate future for the Dallas Cowboys. Real talk. If they get this wrong, it's going to be another couple years that we sit in mediocrity, that we sit at home while everybody else is in the playoffs. So they have to get this defensive coordinator search right. And, seeing what I see and doing the due diligence that I've done, looking at Christian Parker and what kind of coaching tree that he has developed from, I think that we got it right. And I know there's a lot of people out in Cowboys Nation that are like, well, we ain't got the pieces on the defensive side of the ball. We need the pieces. I believe that for a majority of the players on this defensive squad, we have the pieces. We have the pieces in order for us to at least be middle of the pack. Real talk. I just feel like, with Siobhan Revel Jr., with Deron Bland, with Reddy Stewart, and I believe Reddy Stewart is a free agent. He's the restricted free agent this year. But you bring them back, I believe that they can have, they can pitch fits in the DB room, especially with a defensive coach that is pretty much a DB's coach. You know what I'm saying? That's a pass game coordinator coach that knows what the pass game is going to bring to his defensive backs from the offensive side of the ball as well as the defensive side of the ball. And the way that Christian Parker handled players, like Blankenship or Quinyon Mitchell or what's my other dude, Cooper DeJean. The way that they developed for the Philadelphia Eagles, it gives me hope for our DBs over here in Dallas. But I believe that they're doing it right. And I know there's been some more hirings under the defensive coordinator position under Christian Parker. And going to do my due diligence. I didn't want to create a video as soon as it happens because I'm not familiar with these people. And I'm not going to act like I'm familiar with these people. I'm going to do my due diligence, and I'm going to get y'all the information that y'all deserve, that raw and uncut that y'all deserve. But how do you feel about the defensive coordinator search? How do you feel the Dallas Cowboys actually did during that search? Y'all let me know in the comments section. But real quick, just want to get to a few of y'all's comments. Hoodie Kush says, my God, live. What's goody, Angry? Hoodie in the building. Yo, it was good to see you, Hoodie, man. It was good to see you during the New York Giants game, the last game of the season. Yo, there was a couple guys. Fresh King, he went to the game. Hoodie Kush, he went to the game. There was a number of Dallas Cowboys fans that were in attendance, but I had to make it a point to come out and see you guys. I had to make it a point to go down and say what's up because, unlike some people, some content creators, I'm definitely approachable. You know what I'm saying? I am definitely approachable. So if we are ever at a game, you're going to a game and you know that the Angry Cowboys fan is there, yo, let me know what seat you're in and I'll come down to you. You ain't even got to find me. Let me know what seat you're in and I'll come right down there to you. So shout out to Hoodie Kush, man. I truly appreciate you, bro. JVB boy in the building says, what's up, Angry Cowboys fan? What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you? Just trying to get back into the groove of things, getting back into the groove of going live because I'll keep it a buck. The way things were going this year, I didn't feel like I was up to task. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like I was up to task as far as bringing y'all that raw and uncut live. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a very emotional year. It was a very emotional year. But it's great to see you. It's great to see you in the chat. It's great to see all y'all in the chat, man. Real talk. He said, I'm cold, Jeremy. JVB boy, cold up there. Listen, right now, where I'm at is 0 degrees. 0 degrees with about 2.5 feet of snow outside. So I know what you're talking about being cold. You feel me? But anyway, I also want to let you guys know that the Angry Cowboys Fan Facebook, it got hacked. It got hacked. The password has been changed and everything like that. And it's going to take the world for me to try and get it back. So instead of Facebook, I went and I created Threads. So you can find the Angry Cowboys fans on Threads. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on X. You can find me on Instagram. If you want to holler at me, get in the inbox on either one of those social media platforms and I will holler back at you. I promise. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're getting through this winter storm here in Dallas. Oh, I bet it's hard down there. It's hard down there for a pimp. I bet it is, man, because Dallas, Texas, y'all really ain't used to this weather. Living up in New England, one thing that I have to deal with is one, the weather, and two, New England Patriots fans talking about they're back in the Super Bowl before the Dallas Cowboys. I swear to y'all, every New England fan that I see, they're like, yo, how can we go to the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, win the Super Bowl, get rid of Tom Brady, have a couple lows? Yeah, what happened? As soon as I start talking about the snow and everything, oh man. Hold on, y'all. Y'all just bear with me. As soon as I start talking about the snow, stuff starts happening to where we back on? I think we back on, y'all. My goodness. Let me get back to my screen real quick. My goodness. All right, how we get back on the screen? Hold on, y'all. Y'all just bear with me. Okay, boom. Get to the live. All right, y'all there? Y'all there? All right, we back. Are y'all there? Y'all let me know. Let me know in the chat if y'all back with me. Cause I'm looking over at my stuff right now and it's not looking too promising. All right, JVB boy still in the house. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what happened with my Wi-Fi and everything. I don't know what happened. All I know is that we back in the house. All right, engage with your audience. What we got? Oh, man, we good. We engaging. All right, everybody here. I glitched out for a minute. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, my Wi-Fi dropped on me. I don't know what happened, but the Wi-Fi dropped on me. We back in full effect, and I appreciate y'all being patient with me like y'all always are. Thank you very much. Let's see. What Buttersoft? Is that how you pronounce that? All right, Buttersoft. Am I in New York? No, I'm not in New York, but I am in the next state over. I'm in Vermont, I'm in the New England area, but I'm only 3.5 hours from New York City. But anyway, let me go ahead and get back to the comments real quick, and then we're going to continue on the diatribe that I have for you guys. All right, let's see. I'm about to start driving. Uh-oh. Hey, is there any ice or anything where you at, JV? If it is, be careful. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be driving, make sure you put your phone down. You can listen to me. Get there safe. Arrive alive. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ramon in the building. What's going on with you? It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody up in here. Real talk. I've been saying they were going down another path about time because them other paths sent us, it sent us to the same destination, failure. I think we finally going in the right way. I believe so too. I believe that we're going in the right direction. Real talk. I believe that we are seeing things that we have not seen as Cowboys fans for decades. Real talk. Like the way we haven't even seen Jerry. We haven't seen Jerry Jones at the Shrine Bowl and at the Senior Bowl. We haven't seen Jerry Jones. It's only been Will McClay and it's only been Stephen Jones talking to the media. And that's what I like to see. I like to see Jerry's hands right out of the cookie jar and allowing these guys, the future of the Dallas Cowboys, to start talking for themselves, to start doing interviews for themselves. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen Brian Schottenheimer, and I'm kind of wondering about that. Did he go to the Senior Bowl just to check out the talent that was at the Senior Bowl, just to get a feel for them? Because this draft is coming up, and we have to hit on the draft. Real talk. We got to hit on this draft. With the 2 number 1 picks that we got to hit on them because they got to be day one starters. They got to come into this team and make an impact, just like Tyler Smith, just like Tyler Booker. We need those type of players. And we're going to definitely get into a draft episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast because I want to go over the draft stuff with you guys. And real talk, I'm going to get this restream figured out so you guys can come up on here and you guys can give me y'all raw and uncut about the draft and who y'all want to draft with those first-round picks. Do you want to trade them? Well, at least one of them. Do you want to trade it for another player, or do you just want to go headstrong into this draft using both of them? Do you want to trade back? You know, these are things that I want to ask you guys because your take is just as important as mine. Real talk. Real talk. Let's see. All right. Okay, I glitched out. Yeah, I glitched out for a few seconds, but let me go ahead and get back on my diatribe real quick. All right. With the whole coordinator search, with everything like that, we don't have time to waste, Cowboys Nation. We don't have any time to waste. Dak Prescott, he's on the other side of the hill right now, which means that the Dallas Cowboys have to take advantage of the red-hot offense that was displayed in 2025. I know everybody was disappointed. Everybody and their mama was disappointed in Cowboys Nation how the offense was able to go out there and produce, but the defense weren't able to do shit. You know what I'm saying? We weren't able to go out there and do nothing on the defensive side of the ball, and I really don't believe that was the talent that we had out on the field. It wasn't the Jimmies and Joes out on the field. It was the X's and O's that was given to the Jimmies and Joes, and they weren't able to really do anything with it. And then Matt Eberflus wouldn't even come off of his scheme. He wouldn't even look at what's going on in the game and be like, well, damn, it's not working. Let's go ahead and change up a few things. And the times that he did change things up, the times that he went to a 5-man front or he went to man defense, it actually worked in our favor. So I don't understand for the life of me why he wouldn't stick to that type of formula. Why he wouldn't say, okay, the 5-man fronts are working during the rundowns. Let's keep the 5-man front in there. And honestly, when we saw that the 5-man front was working, I thought that they were going to switch to a 4-3 defense. I mean, a 3-4 defense. Real talk. I thought that they were going to switch to a 3-4 defense when Quinnen Williams came to the team, and we got Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and Oso Odighizuwa. I thought that the 3-4 defense was inevitable. Real talk. And with those three dogs in the middle, why not run that concept? Why not run that scheme? But hey, you know, we got Coach Parker in here. I'm gonna try to start calling him Coach Parker instead of Christian Parker. We know who the guy is. So Coach Parker in here with the Vic Fangio type of DNA in his coaching, I think we might see multiple defensive schemes. And that's a word that's been tossed around this organization ever since Brian Schottenheimer was even hired. Multiple. So we want to get coaches in here that are multiple, that can teach these guys on both sides of the ball, more importantly, the defensive side of the ball, how to be multiple. And I know there's a lot of fans out there that'll say something like, you know, well, Dak Prescott has to lift the level of play of the players and things like that. I beg to differ. I don't think anybody on here should have the responsibility to lift the level of play of other players except for the coaching staff. And that's what we mean whenever we talk about coaching these guys up. Coaching them up. Like if they are at, let's say, let's talk in Madden terms real quick. If they're at an 81 overall, your coaching staff should be able to step in, coach these guys up to where they're at a 90 overall. You know what I'm saying? To lift their level of play up 9 points. And I believe that's the ticket to success. Yes, you know, you got players on the field that can be force multipliers, like with a Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams getting pressure up that middle will also be a force multiplier for Kenny Clark or Oso Odighizuwa. Donovan Ezeraku on the edges. Hopefully we can keep Jadeveon Clowney, but you got those guys on the edges. If the guys in the middle eat, then you know Donovan Ezeraku and Clowney are going to get their food as well. So it's super important that the force multipliers on this team, the captains on this team, allow the other people to eat. And I believe that's how also Digizawa was able to eat whenever Micah Parsons was here. People were worried about Micah Parsons getting penetration on the quarterback. No, did he? And he was able to eat. So we can keep that trend going. We have dogs on that 7-man front. We have dogs there. And I know people say that we're lacking in the linebacker position and stuff like that. But with Shamar James, DeMarvion Overshown, and Maurice Leofau, and we might be adding some linebacker help in the draft, I believe that our linebackers will be set. And I know people are worried about the DBs as far as the cornerbacks and stuff like that. But I believe that we're not set, but we have a good footing with our DBs. The real position that needs to be worked on, the real position that we need to really take a look at is the safety position. You know, we got Donovan Wilson. I believe he's a free agent this year. We got Malik Hooker, but you know, we got Wanye Thomas. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Jesus Christ. But we got Wanye Thomas. We have pieces, but will they be pieces that can fit Coach Parker's scheme? That's the question, Cowboys Nation. Real talk. But let's go ahead and talk about re-signing, extension, things of that nature. One player that I want to re-sign, but you could replace him, that's Javonte Williams. I know whenever Javonte Williams first came into the building, whenever we let Rico Dowdle walk and he went to the Carolina Panthers, we got Javonte Williams. I didn't know what we were going to get. I didn't know what to expect. Bro came in here and he was a dog. He was a DAWG. He was a dog. I want to keep that in the building. Real talk. Man, my nose is itching like a mofo. Dang. But anyway, I want to keep that in the building, Cowboys Nation. I want to keep Javonte Williams in the building so he can continue to work behind that line that allowed him to get over 1,000 yards. I believe that was the first time he got over 1,000 yards in his career. Real talk. So I want to be able to do that. But if we can't, who do y'all think could come in here during free agency? I mean, I know there's a Jeremiah Love out in the draft and everything, but I don't know if he would fall to us. And even if he did fall to us, would we spend one of those first-round picks on a running back? You seen what happened with the Las Vegas Raiders when they spent their first-round pick on a running back. He didn't really work out too well. But the thing is, the difference between us and the Las Vegas Raiders is the fact that we have an established offensive line. Yes, we could replace Terrence Steele, but for the most part, we have a dominant offensive line interior. You know, we got Tyler Booker, we got Cooper Beebe and Tyler Smith. That is a dope ass interior that Jeremiah Love could actually benefit from. So if he's there at number 12, do you go with him? Do you skip over Jeremiah Love and do you go to a linebacker or a cornerback? That's a question that I got, Cowboys Nation. That's a question that I got for y'all as well. But Javonte Williams wanting $8 million. I don't know, Cowboys Nation. I mean, is he worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely, he's worth it. But in a situation where we need as many pieces as we can get, as many dogs as we can get on the defensive side of the ball, I don't know if Jerry or Steven will take that money and invest it in Javonte Williams when they could invest $8 million on 2 players. That's the old way of thinking for the Dallas Cowboys. Why spend all that money on 1 player when you can spend all that money and get 2, possibly 3? And another thing that I want to talk about is another person that we have to extend and that people want to extend. Not George Pickens. Brandon Aubrey. As I'm aware, Brandon Aubrey is a restricted free agent. He's kind of in that Kevontae Turpin scenario. And I believe they're going to do exactly what they did with Kevontae Turpin to Brandon Aubrey. What they're going to do is they're going to place that tender on Brandon Aubrey. And that tender is going to be like, $6-7 million. And if somebody else outbids them and gives them $7 million, gives Brandon Aubrey $7 million, then they have to cough up a first-round pick. So if they got to do that and you lose Brandon Aubrey, you got another first-round pick for the 2027 season. But at the same time, $7 million, making Brandon Aubrey the highest paid kicker in the league because he deserves it, that's not really an issue, Cowboys Nation. That's not really an issue for a position and a person and a player that has been as effective as Brandon Aubrey has been. So in the pecking order of extensions, I believe the first one, it definitely has to be George Pickens, then Brandon Aubrey, and then Javonte Williams. Real talk. But speaking of tagging and franchise tagging and stuff like that, I had somebody in my comments section pretty much say that once George Pickens signs that franchise tag, it's a wrap. He has to play on it. And that's so far from the truth. That's so far from the truth, Cowboys Nation, because they can give George Pickens the franchise tag. He has to sign it. If they offer it to him, he has to sign it. So they give him the franchise tag. They have until July to get a contract done. They have until July to get a long-term contract done. And they were like, the person in the comment section was like, I've never seen it. But if you've been a Dallas Cowboys fan, you have seen it. You have seen it. If you've been paying attention, I shouldn't say if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, but if you've been paying attention, you have seen it. And where you saw it, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott in 2020, franchise tag, bet on himself, ended up getting injured, that whole ankle injury in 2020, but came back 2021, they franchise tagged him again. I mean, it didn't go too far because the day after he signed that franchise tag tender, they went into contract together. He signed his extension, so they were able to get a long-term extension done just one day after him signing the franchise tag, which made the franchise tag null and void. This could happen with George Pickens as well. That franchise tag is just something to say, okay, we want you. You are in the building. You have that star on your helmet. You are still a Dallas Cowboy. Now, let us have a little bit more time to come up with this long-term contract extension. And I believe they're going to get it done, Cowboys Nation. I truly do. I believe that they're going to get it done. They're going to put wording into the contract to where if it's not working out in 2 to 3 years, that they have a safety valve that they can go ahead and release and get him out of the building. But there's also Cowboys fans out there that are saying, well, how about we just franchise tag George Pickens and then trade him? Cowboys Nation, I'm going to ask you a serious question. Why can't we have nice things? Keep it a buck. Why can't we have nice things? Oh, we can't afford George Pickens, and we can't afford Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams. Yeah, we can. Why can we? Because your ownership is telling you that you can. Your GM is telling you that they can. And this is something that is extremely different than years prior. You know what I'm saying, Cowboys Nation? This is different because you would hear, like with the Micah Parsons and the CD Lambs and the Dak Prescott, you would hear about the pie. You know what I'm saying? You would hear about, well, we don't know if we can afford all of them. They would be telling you this. They're telling you that they can afford to sign all these guys. So why, as Cowboys fans, are you going to sit there and say, well, I don't think we can afford all of them, when they are telling you right off the jump that they can afford it? Let's go ahead and get this man extended so we can have some more excitement on the offensive side of the ball so that Dak Prescott doesn't have to be Superman and play hero ball, that he has more than one option out there as the wide receivers to be able to dump off to. Let's do that. Because the wide receiver lineup that I see right now, the 1, 2, and 3, 1 being CD, 1A being George Pickens, and 3 being Ryan Flournoy, that is a dope lineup. We saw how dope it was. Now, if Ryan Flournoy and CD Lamb can work on their hands and and George Pickens work on security of the football, then I believe our passing game is dope. Our passing game is going to be elite once again. But I will say that Brian Schottenheimer is going to have to dig into his bag. He's going to have to get more creative. I love the motions and stuff that he was doing, the orbit motions and the jet sweep motions and things like that. But the plays themselves, he's going to have to be a little bit more innovative. They already got one season full of film on him. So you know that they're going to be studying that film, and what better way for a head coach to come out there, an offensive coordinator to come out there and just hit him with something brand new. Hit him with something that they never seen. Oh, damn, I ain't never seen that from the Cowboys. Oh, I ain't never seen the double reverse that turned into a pass to Dak Prescott. Well, we did see that about 4 years ago, but but we haven't seen that from a Brian Schottenheimer. And he has the personnel. He has the pieces that he needs to be creative. And I believe that he can be creative. So, Shotty, go out there, get in your bag. Get in your bag with this offense. Keep this offense in the top 5. And if Coach Parker can come in here and at least have this Dallas Cowboys defense middle of the pack, 16 to 12, we going to the playoffs, Cowboys Nation. I ain't going to be like, we going to win a Super Bowl, but I'm saying if you can have your defense at least middle of the pack, the NFC East is ours. Real talk. Because I'd be damned if the Philadelphia Eagles go in there and win the NFC East a third year. I'd be damned. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Real talk. Let me go to this comment section real quick, see what y'all talking about. Ramon, I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. And I hope so. Ramon. I hope that we are pleasantly surprised. Man, could you just imagine? Could you imagine the first year of Coach Parker, the second year of Brian Schottenheimer, and the Dallas Cowboys make it to an NFC Championship game? Could you imagine that? I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to, but just could you imagine that? And then the next year, maybe, just maybe, making a Super Bowl appearance. Boy, I tell you, if the Dallas Cowboys in my lifetime make it to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, y'all gonna catch me down in the DFW. Y'all gonna catch me down in the DFW streaking. Nah, I'm joking. I ain't gonna be streaking. But real talk, I'm gonna be at that Star. If we make it to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be down at the Ford Center or wherever they're gonna be playing the game, you know, because obviously it's not going to be in Dallas where they're physically playing the game, but you know they're going to be broadcasting it at the Star. If we make it to a Super Bowl, I want all y'all in the chat, anybody that's local to the DFW, we going to meet up. We going to meet up at that game, and we going to be celebrating. And if we win, you damn right I'm going to be at that parade. And we're going to show the Philadelphia Eagles how the Dallas Cowboys get down during a Super Bowl parade. How we can go to the Super Bowl parade and not have to worry about bringing a strap because all of us got some damn sense. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm not looking at that part of the football operations, fam. And we done had, oh, man. You mentioned D-Law. We done had D-Law, Tony Pollard, and Dak Prescott on franchise tags here recently. Absolutely. And George Pickens will be the 9th player in Dallas Cowboys history since the salary cap to be on a franchise tag. I mean, it's nothing new to us, but at the same time, that's not something that you really want to just continuously use. I mean, Jeremy, you know what it is. We don't want to continuously use the franchise tag, but if we have to, then we have to. But I honestly feel that in George Pickens' situation, the only way that we would have to actually use the franchise tag and stick to it is if they couldn't come to an agreement. But I believe that they're going to come to an agreement. And the reason why I believe that they're going to come to an agreement is the fact that David Mulugheta is his co-agent. There's another agent that's involved that's like number 1 to Pickens, but David Mulugheta is there to help. He's an advisor. It's pretty much They're a team over there, Athletes First. So you got to convince David Mulugheta. So I believe that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are going to make it a point to work with David Mulugheta to show Micah Parsons that, see, we worked with him with George Pickens. We could have worked with him with you, but you didn't want to play ball. I just truly feel like that's like, the knife, and they're going to twist it in Micah Parsons to show him you still could have been a Dallas Cowboy. And we know you ain't happy up in Green Bay. You still could have been here with a star on your helmet. But as far as D-Law, let's talk about D-Law real quick. I got to salute you. D-Law, because I will tell you, on some realness, I will tell you, I was a little peeved with what he said when he became a Seattle Seahawk, and he was like, well, I know I ain't going to win a Super Bowl there. He was absolutely right, though. I was peeved because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I don't want to hear that we're never going to win a Super Bowl here. I don't want to hear that, and I know you guys don't want to hear that either. So I was a little ticked off. But at the end of the day, I knew D-Law had some more left in the tank. I knew D-Law. Boy, I don't know what the hell is going on. Come on now. What in the world? Lord have mercy. Come on, YouTube. Damn, YouTube. What is going on? I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me through the technical difficulties and everything. I appreciate y'all. I don't know what the hell's going on with my Wi-Fi. Man, it might be, I think it's snowing up here again and everything. Somebody might done slid off the road and hit a pole, prayers up to him if that's what happened. But I'm back. I'm back. And let me get back on my whole D-Law spiel. Man, D-Law, go get your Super Bowl. That's what you set out to do. That's what's going to pretty much bookmark your career. That's gonna bookmark your whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Go get your Super Bowl. At first, I was like, I don't want to see the Seattle Seahawks win because I don't want D-Law to be right. But at the end of the day, D-Law, go get your Super Bowl. You deserve it. All the work that you've put in for the Dallas Cowboys, all the team-friendly deals that you took for the Dallas Cowboys, the franchise tags that you took for the Dallas Cowboys, getting rejected by the Dallas Cowboys in favor of Micah Parsons, go get your Super Bowl. I want to see that ring on your finger. And at the end of the day, I don't want to see the New England Patriots win. I don't want to have to walk out of my house and be like, yo, we the champs, whenever I see any type of New England Patriots fan. Because right now they are on cloud 9. They are on cloud 9. But they are some pious people. They're not really going to rub it in your face until it happens. Philadelphia Eagles fans, though, they'll rub it in your face at the beginning of the season, talking about we gonna repeat. Y'all watch us. And then don't even get out of the wild card round. Oh, man. Y'all don't know how much I have been going to war with Philadelphia Eagles fans. Over on X, I have been going to war. If you're following me on X, you will see, I got these people like Philadelphia Eagles fans. I got this one Eagles fan just keep calling me an idiot, just because I told him that his quarterback was a bus rider, that he was a bus driver, that it was his team that got him to the Super Bowl, and they was like, well, he was Super Bowl MVP. Well, the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. A dead clock is right twice a day. Do that like our quarterback has to do that every single game. And I bet my bottom dollar y'all won't even reach the playoffs. If the game is on the line every single game and it takes Jalen Hurts to actually quarterback, he ain't going to get it done. And I'm just going to keep it a buck. And that new coach that they got in there, Bro ain't never called plays, meaning that Nick Sirianni is going to be calling the plays. You really think that your guy can be the quarterback that you need him to be? I mean, yeah, he can run the ball, but as far as dotting people up, throwing in the tight windows and stuff like that, he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that. Real talk. But again, guys, I appreciate y'all being so patient with the live stream. Super patient. Says, seems your Wi-Fi is cool too. It's cold too. Yeah, boy. My Wi-Fi need a North Face. That thing need to throw on a jacket. Real talk. Boy, my Wi-Fi out here freezing. But, okay, we got lead commander in the building. Hey, Yamar's in the building. What's up with you? Am I pronouncing your name right? Because if I'm not, I don't want to butcher it. I apologize. But what's going on with you, brother? Lead commander says, good luck duplicating the same offensive success. It rarely happens. Dak Prescott in a healthy season? He's seen a number of top 5 offenses in his career. A number of them. I mean, defense, not so much. But Dak Prescott has led a top 5 offense a number of times. Real talk. So I'm not worried about the duplication of our offense because I believe that it can and it will happen. You know, even if you have a defense that can match your offense's intensity, then your offense can make mistakes. Last year, we had to be mistake free. You know, the offense had to be mistake free. This year, I believe that they'll have a little bit of leniency, a little bit of leeway in order to mess up, but not mess up the entirety of the game. You know, so I appreciate that sarcastic shout of luck from your league commander, but I think our offense will be okay, you know. And he says, Cowboys are moving differently, y'all say. The only thing not different is y'all saying we moving different. Boy, I swear, you cannot say anything that is encouraging. But, hey, you're a Commanders fan, so I don't expect anything more. You know what I'm saying? But also, let me guess. Your team's going to bounce back, though, right? The Washington Commanders, who were pretty much bottom of the barrel during this season, they're going to bounce back, right? I mean, let's keep it a buck. Y'all got to keep your quarterback from repeating history and being another RG3. Let's just keep that a buck. But, Jeremy, Bell, no, I want them to use it at all. And do I think they should? They should. They got the resources. I was just piggybacking on the okay. Yeah, man, it's a storm up here. It keeps storming on and off. It's 1 degree right now. So, yeah, the Wi-Fi is pretty much messing up. You know, I'm going to have to call Xfinity and cuss them out. I ain't paying this damn bill for it to be messing up like this. What the hell? What the hell? All right, let's see. Hey, Ryan Schaefer, what's going on with you? Logan Wilson didn't get a fair chance. I think they need to keep him. He didn't get a fair chance. And that's a fair assessment. You know, that is a fair assessment. We do need depth pieces here. And I haven't done my due diligence on Logan Wilson. If he is in fact a free agent this year, I don't think he is. So we might have him for another year. You know, and you're right. He didn't get a good chance under good leadership. So let's see what he can do. You know, let's see what he can do. Keep him here. We do need the depth at linebacker. And one person I don't believe that they are going to keep, Kenneth Murray. I don't believe they're going to keep him. So let's go ahead and keep Logan Wilson. Let's bring in Quinnen Williams' brother. Let's see what we can get there. You know, he is a free agent from the Jets, and hey, you could probably outbid the Jets. And seeing his productivity, or lack thereof, who knows, you might be able to get him on a good deal, especially with his brother being here. His brother could be like, yo, I got you. Just take this money. I got you. So on and so forth. We could play on the same team again. That might be what brings him to the Dallas Cowboys. But hopefully, just hopefully, they're able to do it. Real talk. And JV, nah, don't kick him, bro. Don't kick him, bro. I mean, they got to get their stuff off. They don't have anything to talk about when it comes to their team. So they got to come in here and talk about their team, I don't know what's going on with Commanders fans, content creators. They must have their left hand up over there or something. They ain't got their left hand on the mouse. But it's all right. It's all right. But he says if your team's gonna succeed, well, so is mine. Who is right? I don't know. I don't know who's right. We'll see in the 2026 season. We'll see when free agency starts. We will see during the draft and what happens. I'm not going to sit here and count your team out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and count your team out. I'm not going to say that they suck. I'm not going to say that, blase blah. But good luck. You know what I'm saying? Good luck for the 2026 season. And I see you in here, Drew. Representing the Eagles. Good luck to you in your season coming up in the 2026 season as well. JV says Jack Sanborn. Toodles. Nah, bro. I ain't trying to see him with a star on his helmet. Real talk, I am not trying to see Jack Sanborn on this team in the 2026 season. Real talk. You show me what you have this season or lack thereof. But at the same time, what bro said earlier, what Ryan said earlier, the fact that Logan Wilson didn't get a fair shake. I don't believe a number of these players on this team got a fair shake. Even Kenneth Murray. There were some times where Kenneth Murray would be in the wrong gap, but that would be what he was assigned to do by Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus putting him in the wrong in the wrong lanes. So nobody really got a fair shake, but at the end of the day, you can't really craft your roster off that. You know what I'm saying? You really can't craft your roster off that. So Will McClay, Brian Schottenheimer, Coach Parker, Christian Parker, they all are going to have to do their due diligence to keep the dogs that we have. You know what I'm saying? Really do their due diligence in ciphering through the filth. And I hate to call it the filth, but it is what it is. Let's see. Drew says, what's up, Angry in chat? Go Birds. I haven't seen a live in a minute in this jump. Yeah, bro, I just at the beginning of this live, I explained to everybody what has been going on with the lives as far as this year. And it had nothing to do really with the Dallas Cowboys' success or lack thereof. It really had to do with me mentally. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. It really had to do with me mentally. After losing my brother and just this past month losing my grandmother, it's really been a toll. And after losing my grandmother, I realized that the people that were really here for me other than my family and friends were you guys, and so I'm sitting back and I'm like, man, I miss my Cowboys family. I really miss my Cowboys family, but I didn't have the confidence, and I'll keep it a buck with you. I didn't have the confidence to go live and not look over and look at my brother's picture and not break down. So it has been a while. It has been a while since I've gone live, but we gonna figure it out. As y'all see, I'm not on Restream, like I said earlier, not on Restream, doing this through my normal get up, my normal OBS get up, and I'm figuring it out. We're doing it as the plane flies. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we gonna get it in there. Yo, Coyote in the building. What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you? It's good to see you. Like I said, it's good to see everybody up in here. Hey, Bob Clark in the building. What's going on with you? What is going on? How many people we got up in here? All right. We got some people up in here. Okay. Did Henny the Moore just go live? All right, because we on here for an hour. Like I said, I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I just want to, make an introduction back to going live and try to make it a normal thing to keep going live, not just during the off season, but also during the 2026 season as well. You guys deserve it. No matter what I'm going through on a personal basis, you guys deserve that raw and uncut. You guys deserve my attention as well. So we're going to keep continuing to try and go live, even if Jerry Jones try to cut off my Wi-Fi. All right. Drew says Dallas suffered from a lack of talent outside of Williams. The rest is average or below average. I don't know. Because I believe Osa Odighizuwa is above average. I believe Jadeveon Clowney is above average. Donovan Ezaraku. That defensive front is above average. Real talk. The only place that we really had issue was the DBs, and thanks to the Philadelphia Eagles, we now have a defensive coordinator that is a DBs coach, so he can work on that as well. But I just think this year is going to be different. I'm not saying that we're going to the Super Bowl like some people think that we always say. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say is that I'm going to have faith in my team, and ain't nothing that an Eagles fan or a Commanders fan or a Giants fan is going to tell me to think differently. Y'all can come in here and do your trolling and everything. You can talk about being the Super Bowl champions a year ago. You can raise your NFC East repeat. You can raise that banner all you want, but it's not going to stop me from being DC for life. Real talk. But anyway, yo, James Baker, what's going on with you? What's going on with you, homie? Says, what's the business? Angry Cowboys fan, DC for life. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Jeremy says, we missed you too, bro. We understand what the cost was. Mourn, heal, and deal, fam. We're here. Remember that. And I remember that, and I thank you guys for it. YouTube, though, is unforgiving. When I went down to North Carolina, bro, and I made, I believe, one short because I was so busy with funeral arrangements and being a pallbearer for my grandmother and stuff like that I just couldn't get any content out. I mean, I had my podcast and stuff ready to go. Like, whenever I go anywhere, I bring my portable podcasting equipment so I can talk to you guys. But this time, it was hard. It was hard just because, like, the family was really going through emotional stuff. I wanted my mother, which my grandmother's daughter, and my sister to really not have to worry about funeral arrangements, and they could just grieve. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom and my grandmother, they were close. My sister and my grandmother were very close. And I just wanted them to be able to take the time to reflect, remember, and just mourn. So I was that go-to. I was that, I was wanting to be the strong one so they didn't have to be. And that's what really took up my time down there. But let's see, Coyote. This is an important off season. I liked overall the moves from the last year. I'm very happy we replaced Eberflus. I believe every single Dallas Cowboys fan is happy that we got rid of Matt Eberflus. Real talk. When I got that notification on X that Matt Eberflus had been fired, bro, I went outside and I was like, yes, thank you. It was like Christmas, real talk. I was so happy. And then I was like, now they got to do their due diligence in finding a defensive coordinator. I don't want them to go down the hallway and go get Aaron Whitecotton and say, hey, you lead our defense now. Nah. And I'm kind of happy that they got rid of Aaron Whitecotton as well, because any remnants of Matt Eberflus being on this team is a detriment to this team. So they got rid of him, and now we're starting out new. We're starting out fresh. And I believe we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Y'all just heed my warning. lead commander, and Drew, we are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And on top of that, you're going to have the New York Giants that may be a force to be reckoned with under John Harbaugh. The NFC East may be the NFC Beast once again. We may see 3 teams coming out of the NFC East going into the playoffs this coming year. I'm not going to say who those teams are. All I'm going to say is watch out for that star. Bars. Shoot. But we need a good draft and a free agents or 2, and our window might be open. Yeah, our window's cracked. You know, it's cracked. We can barely see out that thing. You know what I'm saying? But if we get what you're talking about, those pieces from free agency, and we hit in the draft and maybe get a couple sleepers with those 5th round picks, we may be in the mix. Damn, I'm over here spitting. Oh, shoot. Lead commander. So having faith in your team means there's nothing different. Carry on. What? Yes, I have faith in my team. Just like everybody in here that's a Dallas Cowboys fan has faith in their team. Ain't nothing you can say about that. Ain't nothing you can say about that. What you expect us to come in here like, we ain't gonna be shit. We never gonna be shit. We ain't ever going to the Super Bowl again. You in the wrong spot, my dude. You are in the wrong spot, my guy. Because it's DC for life over here. We're gonna have faith in our team. We gonna root on our team no matter what. So get used to it, bro. Coyote. We also dodged a bullet with Gannon, in my opinion. Where did Gannon go? Where did Jonathan Gannon go? I didn't I know he got picked up, but I just can't remember where he went. But yeah, we dodged a bullet. We dodged a bullet. I was looking at Leonard. Oh, he went to Green Bay? Good. Hopefully Green Bay ain't nothing this year. And shout out to Micah Parsons. He's not going to be back. I don't think he'll be back until like November. You know, he might try to rush back and get back in October or something. But Micah, take your time. I'm not saying that because, you know, we may have to play Green Bay. I think we got to play Green Bay. But I'm not saying that to have leverage over your team. I'm saying that so you can continue your career, you know, because rushing back only for something else to happen again, we ain't trying to have that for you, Micah. You know, you're not a Dallas Cowboy anymore, but we don't want to see anybody injured. We don't want to see anybody's career cut off short. So, dog, take your time. Real talk. And Trayvon Diggs, get back on your feet, bro. Get back on your feet. What do y'all think about the Dallas Cowboys signing Trayvon Diggs at a cheaper rate, but putting him at safety? I mean, I know a lot of people were talking about, well, maybe Trayvon Diggs would work out at safety. What if you could get him for the vet minimum and put him at the safety position? Do you think it would work? That's a good question. Real talk. All right, let's see. Angry, y'all have gotten rid of a lot of coaches and players over 30 years. Means what? If the coach don't work, get rid of him. If the player ain't working, get rid of him. What, you expect us to hold on to stuff that's not working for the team? Come on. All right, Jimmy says, Kenny Clark, Oso Digizawa, Donovan Ezaraku, Jadeveon Clowney, James Houston, DeMarvion Overshone, Siobhan Revel. I see some of you guys, especially on that front, we can get mid if we hit some players simple. I mean, those are your pillars right there, Jeremy. Those are your pillars. You know, Kenny Clark, did we say Quinnen Williams? Quinnen Williams, you add Quinnen Williams to that list. Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, Oso Digizawa, Donovan Ezaraku, Jadeveon Clowney, DeMarvion Overshone. Those are your pillars of the defense. Those can be the guys, the leaders of the locker room on the defensive side of the ball that the younger guys can go to and actually get inspiration from, that can see those guys balling out and say, shit, I want to be like that too. I want to give my all like that too. And I see our defense doing a little bit better than not even a little bit, a lot better than what we've seen this year. I got faith, y'all, and I know y'all got faith too, except for Drew and the league commander. They don't want us to they don't want us to succeed. And rightfully so. They're NFC East rivals. But let's see. Coyote agrees with you, Jeremy. He agrees. Eberflus had everyone looking regressed. We got some pieces. See, that's what I think as well. I think that we may not have a Super Bowl winning defense, but we have the bones. We have the skeleton to be able to make something happen on the defensive side of the ball. Now that we have somebody in here that is willing to teach them. You know what I'm saying? That's willing to teach these guys instead of just saying, here's my scheme, run it. We ain't going to deviate from anything. Here's my scheme, have at it. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that we're going to be better than the 31st ranked defense in the league. Real talk. James Baker says, nope. Let Diggs be. I feel you. All right. And we're not down on my guy like y'all not down on y'all players or team. Get the fuck out of here with that negative. Yeah, exactly. Yo, league commander, stop it. Real talk, stop it. Or I am going to let them pull a trigger on you. Like, all you're doing is coming in here and just being negative just to be negative. Chill that shit out. Real talk. Hopium. You need all the hopium you can get. Before your quarterback's mama's out there playing quarterback for y'all. Real talk. Damn. He's not physical enough to play safety. I've been telling y'all this. That won't work. Hey, I was just throwing it out there. Real talk. But I don't see that happening at all. But I'm just throwing it out there. He's not that physical. He don't like to hit. He don't like to hit, and he don't like being hit. Shoot. All right, James Baker, what do you think about Nakobe Dean coming in free agency? Does Christian Parker have that type of does he have that type of, I wouldn't want to say leverage, but does he have that type of influence over Nakobe Dean? Does he have that type of influence over Blankenship from the Eagles? Because I'll keep it a buck. I'd like to rob the Eagles of a couple key players. I would. So that way they can come over to the Dallas Cowboys and give us intel on the Philadelphia Eagles defense under Vic Fangio. And with Christian Parker being a disciple of Fangio's, I think that he's going to have the intel to be able to be like, okay, offense, Brian Schottenheimer, if you see Vic Fangio's defense in this, they're really in this. That's why I like the way that we robbed them of Christian Parker, because Christian Parker can come in here and give us so much intel on a team that we see twice a year. I mean, let's say if we picked up Leonard and he was a coach in Denver. We don't see Denver all the time. We may see them once every 2, 3, or 4 years. We see the Philadelphia Eagles twice a year. What better team to poach from? Especially a coach. So if we can get Dean, if we can get Blankenship at that safety position, if they want to follow Coach Parker to the Dallas Cowboys, put on that star on their helmet, I am all for it. Real talk. I'm all for it. All right. Coyote says, League Commander, we're in a better position than you, in my opinion. He ain't trying to hear that. JV, whatever you want to do, bro. That's all I got to say. If you ain't going to come in here and have legitimate football conversations, then the shooters shoot. Real talk. It just sucks that grown-ass men cannot have football conversation, that it has to be all about trolling, that it has to be all about Dallas Cowboys suck, everybody else good. We ain't cavemen and women up in this motherfucker. Real talk, and pardon my French, but it's just a little annoying to over and over. Every time I look at your name, it's a negative, negative, negative. It's crazy. It's crazy. But thank you for the view, though. I will say that. Thank you for the view. All right, Coyote says, if Eagles' offensive coach don't work out, then they got a replacement quarterback. Listen, Lee Commander was talking about us having so many coaches. How many coaches Jalen Hurts had? How many offensive coordinators has he had? I mean, 8, if I'm not mistaken. And, one of them did leave because he ended up getting a better job offer, and that's Kellen Moore. But the other ones, what happened? What happened? But anyway, let's see. We'll bring that back, Ken Folk. He's not a safety at all. Shoot. All right, Coyote says, Commanders were way overrated, and I tried to tell them. They went 11-1 versus losing teams in 2024 and 1-4 versus winning teams. They looked pretty bad. I think Giants leaped them. I think the Giants may be a force to be reckoned with this year as well. Especially with Cam Scatterboo coming back, and you got Jackson Dart up there, Malik Neighbors coming back. What they do in the draft, I think they may be a force to be reckoned with. I know that they're going to be a team that you just can't overlook, that you can't look at the calendar and say, yep, win. You ain't going to be able to do that. And I hope that the Dallas Cowboys don't go into this year thinking that way about any team on their schedule. We got a hard schedule coming up. I mean, I don't know the actual schedule, the days and times of the games, but we do know our opponents. And I'm going to do a video on that. Maybe make a prediction, because I didn't make a prediction last year. Maybe make a prediction on the schedule moving forward. But Michael Rizzo in the house, what's going on with you? Says George Pickens, $29, $30, or $31 million per year. What would you pay him? I believe I did a video on that. If you haven't seen the video, make sure you go ahead and check it out. But I believe I would pay him $34 million a year. Did I say 34? I believe it was $34 million a year. I would pay him just over what CeeDee Lamb got, because it's the way of the market. You got to keep the market going so that the salary cap keeps going up. So I would pay him just over what CeeDee Lamb got. And if CeeDee Lamb don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you, brother. It's the market. But you damn sure don't want George Pickens to come in here and have to play on the franchise tag. You don't want him to do that, because then there's going to be that negativity and there's going to be that worry. There's no security in the franchise tag. He's going to be over here like, damn, if I get injured, then what's going to happen to my career? I don't have any longevity in my contract situation. Give this man some security. Get this man signed. And if they get this man signed, even if they give him the franchise tag and then they sign him in April, they're moving different. Because the typical Jerry Jones would franchise tag him and wait until the last possible minute to try and give him an offer. And then they just deny the offer, and here we go into the 2026 season on the franchise tag. We can't have that, Cowboys Nation. Jerry and them can't have that. If you want a productive season from George Pickens, if you want more productivity from this offense, you're going to sign George Pickens. Because real talk, George Pickens is probably the biggest priority that the Dallas Cowboys have. Any other person can be replaced. That's a free agent. Let me preface it that way. That's a free agent coming up. Anybody can be replaced, even Brandon Aubrey. But I would say George Pickens, Brandon Aubrey, they have to be priority. And the other priority is to reconstruct these contracts, do whatever you have to do as far as post-June 1st cuts. If you're going to cut Terrence Steele post-June 1st, if you're going to cut Donovan Wilson Donovan Wilson is a free agent. If you're going to cut Malik Hooker, do what you got to do. If you're going to reconstruct Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Do what you have to do so we can get the salary cap dollars to go ahead and sign Pickens. Real talk. Yo, JCT Slice in the building. What's going on with you? Angry LaShawn McCoy is finally telling the truth on Jalen Hurts. Yo, I was watching that Speakeasy episode and I was like, damn, this dude's sick. Somebody need to check his temperature. Like, is bro sick? But he sees, and the Philadelphia media sees what the Philadelphia Eagles fan base don't want you to see. They want you to believe in this fantasy world. They want you to believe in the delusion that they have about the quarterback of their team. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to believe that he is a top 5 quarterback. You have to quarterback in order to be a top 5 quarterback. We're not talking about legs. We're talking about what a quarterback does, how a quarterback leads a team and not just is there to not fuck up the game. You know what I'm saying? I remember that there was a meeting of the minds on the Philadelphia Eagles sidelines. I believe you had Kevin Patullo, you had Nick Sirianni, then you had Jalen Hurts and somebody else. And they were talking. I started thinking to myself, I'm like, Kevin Patullo doesn't have too much faith in Jalen Hurts' ability to lead as far as a quarterback. Like, sure, he can, get the ball, don't mess the game up, sure. But as far as complex schemes and running complex plays, Jalen Hurts is a 2-read and go type of quarterback. He's not scanning the field. If his first read isn't open, he may go to his second. His second read ain't open, he's taking off. We were actually talking about that in a space on X today about how quarterbacks coming out of college are only half of the field reads. The whole field scan, that quarterback is endangered. And real talk, Cowboys Nation, we have one of those quarterbacks that can scan the entire field. We have one of those quarterbacks that can go up to the line and command the offense from the line. That's becoming an endangered species in the NFL these days. And that's what pisses me off when people talk about, oh, you need to get rid of Dak Prescott. We got to move on from Dak Prescott. This man is playing the position at a high level. And then when you tell him about the stats, oh, it's stat padding. He was just stat padding. He was doing that against bum teams. I don't know. He did it against the Philadelphia Eagles. He did it against the Green Bay Packers. You can only do so much as a quarterback or even as an offensive player. An offensive coach, you can only do so much. To when your defense gets out on the field, you're sitting there like, come on, guys. Come on. Don't give up any yards. Don't give up any points. And then, boom, 7 points. Ah, shit. Now we got to go out there and match their 7 points. They couldn't just hang back. They couldn't just be like, all right, we're going to eat the clock. We're going to eat the time of possession. And then if we get 3 points out of this, we know that our defense is not going to allow them to score. We didn't have that luxury last year. The Eagles did. The Eagles had that luxury 2 years running. I mean, the Commanders didn't because they lost their quarterback, and shout out to Jaden Daniels. Hopefully you can recover and, get back to form. But LaShawn Shady McCoy, just like the Philadelphia Eagles media, they're seeing right through it. They're seeing that an offensive coordinator didn't want to come to this team because Jalen Hurts. They see that A.J. Brown wants to leave the Philadelphia Eagles and go with a team that has a quarterback that can get him the ball. But they don't want to understand it. They don't want to actually sit back and realize, our quarterback may be limited. Nah, they want you to live in their fantasy world where he's top 3. And I just refuse to do it. But Coyote, Jalen has been hiding on that stacked. Exactly. Jalen Hurts has been hiding on that stacked team. Now they're aging, and he's getting exposed. Another guy that's way overrated. Exactly. I asked a person, I was like, so if you, let's say Do you think that you could take Jalen Hurts off of the Philadelphia Eagles and put him on the Cleveland Browns and y'all have the same, and the Cleveland Browns have the same success? Hell no. No, that ain't happening because he's not that type of a quarterback. He may be a leader, but he is not that type of quarterback that can put the entire team on his back throughout the entire season. Yeah, you may be able to do it one game, but you ain't doing it for the entirety of the season. And that's the difference between the quarterback that we have and the quarterback that they have. The quarterback that they have is not expected to carry his team, where our quarterback, Dak Prescott, is expected to carry the team. And I'm not saying by the franchise, by the organization. I'm saying by the fan base. Real talk. But his best years in the past game was 16th. Damn. 16th. Dak Prescott has led that statistic. I'm just saying. If Prescott was on the Eagles, I hate to think of that. I hate to think of that, him having that Kelly Green on. But if he was a Philadelphia Eagle with the team that they had last year, they would have went undefeated. Real talk. They would have went undefeated. But our offense has a red zone issue that I believe is easily fixed with better play calling. We abandoned the run when we got a good power back. Yeah, that's something that Brian Schottenheimer is really going to have to work on this offseason. That's why I said that he needs to really think of and construct a new type of scheme, new type of plays that people haven't seen and are not accustomed to, especially in the red zone. Because we got to capitalize. If we bring back Javonte Williams, you know you have a dog in that running back that can punch it in. Allow him to punch it in. And me, if I was the coach, if I was the play caller, why not put a big dog back there? If you are on the 2-yard line and you know I got to have this score, I'm putting an offensive lineman back at running back. Just mow through them. And I've seen plays before where they hand it to the lineman in the backfield. Your receiver still goes out, and that lineman, boop, just dumps it over the line. You know, we don't need people pushing Dak's tush. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that. You can become creative in your play calling to where you can get into the end zone if you are in the red zone. Got to work on it. Real talk. But Jalen Hurts reminds me a little of like a hyper version of Justin Fields, to be honest. Limited as a passer, dynamic as a runner, and needs a specific offense to thrive. Exactly. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and say that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the world, because he needs pieces around him too in order to succeed. But I believe that Dak Prescott plays the position like a Peyton Manning would play the position. You know, like that traditional quarterback would play the position. Jalen Hurts ain't got that. But guys, we've been on for a whole movie length, almost an hour and 30 minutes. It's good to just talk with y'all. It's good to build with y'all. It's good to be back into y'all's presence. I thank you guys again for the patience that you've had for me and continuing to watch the videos that I put out, the content that I put out. I put my heart and soul into it because I know you guys put your heart and soul into the Dallas Cowboys, and I thank you so much for it. I thank you for your prayers. I thank you for your condolences. I thank you for your support, whether it be financial or whether it be spiritual, or whether you're just in this chat giving a thumbs up to the videos and still rocking with the Angry Cowboys fan. I truly thank you guys 150,000%. But we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all let me know if somebody live. Let me jump on YouTube real quick, see if one of our wonderful Dallas Cowboys content creators are live at the moment. Whoo, I believe we do got some live individuals. We got Lou's Takes. And if you ain't subscribed to Lou's Takes, make sure you go over and subscribe to that young brother. That man is a beast at what he does. Keep it a buck. He is a beast at what he does. The line is his specialty, whether it's offensive or defensive line. He will give you the real spiel when it comes to that. So if you want to go join Lose Takes Live, it may be Lose Takes, Henny the Moore, Boss Cowboy, Big Time Show on the same live. But whoever y'all pick, Mark Holmes is live right now. But whoever y'all pick, let them know that the Angry Cowboys fan said, what's up? I might join y'all over in those lives. But for right now, we're going to end this one tonight. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Like I said, thank you guys again. But it's been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And also, if you're into Madden 26 or college football 26 gameplay, make sure you head over to the Angry Cowboys fan gaming channel. I get it in there too. And if you want to be a part of the creators team, I got a team on Madden where it's a bunch of creators, you know, and there's a couple Angry Cowboys fan family members that are on the team as well. But if you want to be on the team, let me know in the chat. You know, let me know in the comment section. I'll get you on the team. You might start, you might not, who knows. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Love you guys. And I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.